everybody. It's almost the end of 2020. And as we head over to 2021, we need to double down and put some actions in place, review the past year and put some actions in place. And I know 2020 hasn't been easy for a lot of people, but hey, we are here to make people's lives better. So we're so really blessed today to have one of the top leaders in LifeVantage, of course, the one and only Tara Wilson. I tell you, Tara Wilson is a multiple seven-figure business builder. And so she knows exactly how to build LifeVantage. So we've all heard from Tara, we've all listened to her inspiration. And so today, I know she's very busy. And so I said to Tara, would you mind coming on and just really give us some call to action, any nuggets that she could impart to us, so that way moving forward in 2021 and beyond, we can all be strategic and our mind is really focused. So ladies and gentlemen, let's stay connected. Make sure don't multitask, because we all tend to multitask, right? Don't multitask, get your notebook and paper, and let's learn from the best. Thank you so much, Tara, for being on the call.
You're welcome. Hang on one second. Hey, come get the puppy. He's crying at my door at my office.
No, that's my puppy.
Oh, it's yours? I swear I thought I saw mine in the, okay, never mind. Well, hey guys, good to see all of your faces. Yeah, wave, hey. Oh my gosh, yeah, we just got up an exciting call, and I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna take a picture so you guys smile. Okay, so I just got off a call, but I was in the Field Advisory Board meeting last week for the US, and we saw some international sneak peeks, and I know you guys are going to get some new products that you've been waiting for next year. Lots of good stuff coming. I'm just excited because, I've been in the company now for a little over 5 years, and when my business partner, Rachel Picard, and I decided to come over to this amazing company with some network marketing experience, we came into an extraordinary culture of people who care, and great products, solid research, patents, science, longevity on the market. I mean, our flagship product on the market today, Protandim NRF2, has been on since 2003, you guys. There is no more scientifically studied product in the world. There is no more scientifically studied product, nutritional patented product in the world than Protandim. That is a fact. You guys should wear this as a badge of honor every single day. You should be excited about it. You should be excited about what your hands on. So last night we were doing a loan for some business and personal stuff. And a notary, you guys have notaries, right? The person that comes to validate your signature comes to our house, and we're signing loan papers. And he's like, what do you guys do? And I said, oh, we own a global wellness business. And oh, okay, well, what'd you sell? And then as he's turning the papers, my husband's signing, and my husband's asking loans questions, and he kept asking me questions. He probably asked me 50 questions. And then finally he's like, can I get your card? And I was like, yeah. He's like, so do you hire? And I'm like, anyone can do this at any time. And long story short, I sent him home with some samples. He went home and he watched the information. He signed up. People are looking, and he's like, I have a great job, but I know everybody, and I just think it would be fun. I know a lot of people, people are looking more than ever right now. I would love to think there is end in sight with this whole COVID thing, but I don't know about y'all, but our numbers are getting worse and worse. California, which is the biggest state here in the US, 40 million people, it's over 10% of our population in the US, has literally just been given a statewide stay-at-home order. And that's because they have 0% capacity in their, ICUs for all these patients. So, I would love to say, but, Eric Worre, one of the top trainers in the industry, how many of you guys were on GoPro? I'm gonna look at the chat. How many of you? Yes, I spent 30 hours, invested 30 hours with a couple of my top leaders here in the US, and we just learned and we grew and we, talked about everything. And I just really, what those things do for me, because I do know the basics. I've been in the industry 13 years. I know the 7 skills of network marketing. I have mastered the skills of network marketing, and I know a lot of that leadership, and I'm constantly growing my leadership. But when I hear the speakers like Sylvester Stallone and Shailene and, what's his face, Grant Cardone, his book's sitting right here, 10X Rule. Anybody read this, right? The one common theme I have noticed with all entrepreneurs, from Jesse Lee Ward, who made $450,000 US last month, to Ricky and Francoise. I mean, all those speakers, Brian Carruthers, Brian Carruthers, by the way, you guys like him. He was one of the very first speakers on GoPro. He's one of the top shareholders in LifeVantage. So he's a leader, multiple seven, probably 8-figure earner for another MLM. And he's one of LifeVantage's top shareholders because he's not in nutrition and he believes in what we're doing. And he's constantly rooting us on, right? But I know all these guys. I spend every single Wednesday for an hour with them masterminding the best of the best in the world. And you know what I'll say is I know their stories because I've been listening to them for years. And I want you to know that every one of you can be where they are. Stefania Lagato, she's from Italy. She was left with 3 kids and not anything but the clothes on her back years ago with a nasty divorce when she was married to a wealthy man. She's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. But you know what? Her first few meetings was an elderly woman, a mom. She was like on the floor in the closet of a store with 4 people grinding it out. The one thing they all have in common is it's hard work and they were able to get through it. You got to do the do. You got to do the thing that gets you to where you want to go. You have to put in the work. The only time work or success comes before work is in the dictionary. You've got to invest in yourself. So no matter what you started, like whether you started out slow or fast, like many of you guys here, I'm looking and I see you pro 5s, I see you pro 6s, I see you pro 7s, I see you pro 4s, I see you pro 3s, I see you everyone. What here we know is that it's hard work. You are probably going to be what you considered underpaid. That's what all business owners have to endeavor. They have to just go through it. And then you'll probably spend some time underpaid unless you're really good at building your team, you know, and you can get your paycheck up quickly through activity. But I've never known a CEO of a company to dabble their way through the top to the top. You don't get to CEO, you don't get to $1 million status part-time. You've got to put in what you can. Now I see you, Renee, I see your baby, and I see some of you with your children and your, your church and your family members and all the things that you have and the responsibilities in your life. I too had 3 small kids. The majority of my career, I had 2 when I started 2 years into the, my career 11 years ago, 11 and a half years ago, I had my 3rd child. I've been at every one of those stages. I've had a spouse that worked. I had a spouse that owned his own business, which was worse when he was working. And so I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, but I'm here to tell you that in 13 years, earning almost $7 million, it's worth it. It's so worth it, you guys. You have to burn all your rocket fuel for takeoff. You have to go hard in the beginning. And the beginning could be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But let me tell you this, my son is studying to be a neurosurgeon. He wants to cut open human brains. And the starting salary in the US, and I know this is probably way more in Australia, the starting salary is $780,000 US a month. I mean, a year, excuse me, not a month, a year to cut open human brains. Some of them make over 1 to 2 million, it depends on where you work and who your clients are. And you know that my son is going to have to go to school for between 15 and 16 years between school and residency to come out making that. If you took my entire career, which is 13 and a half years now, I'm making more than that, helping people get healthy through products and education and helping other people to start businesses to help people get healthy through products and education by helping them build a customer base and help them recruit distributors and train them. We've got the tools, we've got a launch guide, we've got all the things you need. We just need more people. So have you decided exactly where you're going to go in 2021? If you haven't, you've got a couple weeks. You've got 13 days, right? Almost exactly 2 weeks to decide where are you going to end 2021, right? If you're a pro 4, are you going to be a pro 5? If you're a pro 6, are you going to be a pro 7? Or are you going to be a pro 8? Don't aim too low, because when you aim low, you do low actions. You aim big, you do big actions. You aim small, you do small actions. You will literally do enough to achieve the goal that you're aiming for. So if you have a goal to be pro 6, you're not going to do pro 7 activities. Does that make sense? You've got to stretch yourself. But if you do pro 7 activities, you might land at pro 6. And that's maybe where you want to go, but you're more guaranteed to go there if you think bigger. So I want you guys to really, really soul search and dive down. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to give up television? I proudly say this because no television, even today, even a couple shows that I really like Game of Thrones, no show would have been worth the career that I created by turning off my television for 6 years. In those 6 years, not only did I become a millionaire, but I helped like 6 other people become millionaires in my teams. And of course, over the last 7 years, it's been even more. So it was worth it. Sacrifice is giving up something good for something better. So you have to decide exactly what you want. You have to put a plan together. You're not going to do it if you just say, oh, I'll just call people when I can. You know, I think I've said this on a call before. There's 3 types of people. I'll try. Those people usually don't last very long, do they? Oh, I'll try to build a business. Try means I'm going to do the minimum. I'm going to come in on the minimum pack, or I'm just going to come in on the $50 start kit, or I'm going to show up when I feel like it. You know what I mean? I might talk to people, I might not. And if someone gives me a rejection, I'm running for the hills. I will try. People don't get very far. In fact, that's unfortunately why there's a graveyard of MLM people that probably could have done it if they would have gone further than I'll try. And even the second one, you might think this is great. You might think, oh, I feel good about myself. I'll do my best. And you think, Tara, how can I do more than my best? If I'm doing my best, isn't my best my best? No, because your best might be, well, I think my best is I can call 10 people a day. Or my best is I will show up when I don't have, when I don't have a great excuse. I will do my best to get on the calls. But if I don't get on the call, it's okay. I will do my best to try to enroll people. But if I don't, it's okay. Those type of people, they'll do okay. They'll sign up some people. They'll show up. They might come in at the middle packs. I do my best people. It's good. We probably have a lot of them in our teams. And then there's a third type of person. And that's the type of person you want to be is I will do whatever it takes. When you write a goal down on paper, I want you to really think about it. Are you committing that goal? Does this sound fun? Is it like your wish list, or is it your I'm going to burn the bridge and hair on fire no matter what? If my life depended on it, I'm going to hit that rank. See, I don't know how long it'll take me to get to Pro 10. My goal is always every year. And this year, I'm definitely going to do it. They're gone. I'm definitely going to do it. I know I'm going to do it. You know why? Because I decided I'm going to do it. I made a decision that of being a high paid Pro 10, being one of the highest paid Pro 10, probably the highest paid Pro 10 in the company, isn't good enough anymore. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I just launched a couple new distributors. I'm talking to everybody. I'm more engaged on social media. I'm buckling down. I'm turning off my television. I'm having good, healthy habits so that I can go to bed early and get up early and feel good and energized all day. All those things, everything I do matters and everything you do matters. So you have to decide exactly what you want. And then you have to write, there's a price to pay for everything. There's the law of the trade-off, right? What are you willing to give up? I want you to analyze your average week. I want you to pretend someone's watching you. Would you hire you? Would you pay you a 6-figure income for the activities you're doing? Would you pay yourself Pro 10 money? Would you pay yourself Pro 7 money? Or would you pay yourself Pro 4 money, right? So decide exactly what you want. Pay the price. What are you going to give up in the new year? What are you going to give up for now? Not forever, for now. What is not important to you as your goal? For me, no television, no matter how great, is not as important to me as my goal, and it will never be. So if I have to stop my shows or go on the road, I just went on the road 3 times in the last, what's today, 18 days. I've been on 4 airplanes, right? Because it's important to me to get to Pro 10. I'm not going to wait till January 2nd. I'm starting now. So we've got a lot of things here going on in the US. I know you guys might be able to plug in 4 hours, in about 4 hours from now. So 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 3 hours and 42 minutes from now, starting on this 22nd, which will be your 23rd, we're having 7 days of 7 7-figure earners, giving the 7 reasons of why LifeVantage. Right now, it might be a little adjustment because, we might talk about products that aren't available in Australia, but that's okay. You can still, understand why is a great time to join LifeVantage from 7 of the highest paid people in the company. Take advantage of those calls, put them in your calendar right now. They're going to start the 23rd, 24th, and they're going to run. They're not going to be on the 24th and 25th our time. so you can make an adjustment, and I'll make sure Josie has the schedule so that you guys can have it and convert it into your times, right? Josie, you saw that on the call. Did you happen to swipe it? If not, I'll send it to you. So what goals do you have? You know, I would give yourself an edge. Have you learned as much as you can? Have you watched the launch guide? Have you gone through the launch guide? Do you know which tools are in your tool belt? Are you resourceful? Can you be of value when someone in your prospecting pipeline or someone on your team asks you a question? Do you know where to find it, right? These are all things that can give you an advantage. Don't expect to know 10% of things in the LifeVantage world but get paid 100% maximum, right? You've got to be a student. Now, you don't have to know it all. You don't have to know it all. You can learn while you earn, which is the great thing. But always look ways to add value. Look for ways, right? If you understand the products and how they work, and you can explain that to a customer or distributor on a three-way call, you're more valuable. And if you ever notice that knowledge really is power, like that when you get on a call, like you could put me on the phone with any doctor, any scientist, any microbiologist right now, and I can hold my own. I understand it. Now, I don't believe that everyone needs to do that. This is just because I'm a nerd. I went to UC Berkeley. I'm a biopsychology major. I love it. I probably could have been a doctor. I love it. Do you have to do that? No. But you certainly could put them on the phone with me, right? But it's like, it is a personal value of mine to know as much as I can about what I do. I wanted to understand everything. And that's something that you can use to give yourself the slight edge. You can be more valuable to your team, and you can feel more confident when you're presenting on a Zoom or in the front of the room when the world opens up, right? But success comes from good habits, day in and day out, right? Not doing your business sometimes. You know, it's so funny, like Grant Cardone talked about this. You know how many people simply just don't even open their business every day? Decide that in 2021, you're going to build your business every day. Now, I build my business every day, not all day, and maybe some days it's 10 minutes. Like Christmas is maybe just reaching out to a handful of people, just, hey, I hope you enjoy your day with your family and I appreciate you, whatever. But make every minute you count. I was just listening as I was getting ready earlier, like doing my makeup and my skincare routine and stuff. I was listening to a Jim Rohn. This is a good one. This is what I do as a habit, you guys. It's called Jim Rohn. Focus on the one thing. And it's 15 minutes or in 46 seconds, and I can drop it in the chat here, but I'm constantly learning and growing and thinking, what can I control? What can I do? And the one thing is actually working when you're working. You know, the only thing we get paid for in LifeVantage is when product is sold to either a customer or a distributor. It pays a Smart Start, and it also pays the Unilevel. So wouldn't it make sense to fill your calendar with that one thing, and like thinking about prospects, making your list, sending a follow-up, you know, it leads to it. But the one thing that's going to make the biggest dent in your paycheck and the biggest, you know, impact in your team is you guys being in the position where you're in front of, or virtually, or a conversation with someone that can make a decision to join as a customer or a distributor and buy product. That is literally the only way we get paid. So the one thing is the most time you spend with people who are in the process of making a decision to buy your products. Understand that? That's the one thing. So if you have 10 hours to build your business, you might want to spend an hour in, you know, personal development and social media. You might want to spend an hour in, you know, just organizing and looking stuff up, or getting phone numbers or whatever, or going through social media, checking in on the groups, team calls. But I would recommend spending 80% of the time, meaning 80% of the time in 10 hours is 8 hours a week, in the process of talking to people that can make a decision, whether it's you personally or in your team. That is the one thing that is going to build your business faster. So when you're making your plan, when you've decided what you want and how many hours a week you can dedicate to this, then you got to think what, you know, the income generating activities, the number one is recruiting for you or your team. Being in front of a prospect who is looking to either buy our products as a customer or a distributor. So the more you fill your calendar with this, and you know, when I was just starting, you got to remember this is 2007. We had a whiteboard and a DVD. There was no social media. There was no Skype. There was no Zoom. There was no YouTube. There was no smartphones. Imagine a world with no smartphones. There was no sending someone your link. I had to go videotape it if I wanted to share a presentation. So instead of doing that, I had to go to every presentation in 6 weeks in a row, and I sat in the front row. And you know what I did? I made notes. You guys, your upline and your leaders in Australia and New Zealand have a plethora, right? Are you guys doing opportunity meetings? Do you guys have opportunity overviews? Do you have videos, right? You guys have, if you aren't presenting yet, which is one of the 7 skills in network marketing, maybe you should put that on your goals. Presenting is just learning the information and conveying it to a prospect or a prospect in your team. Do you really want to be at the mercy of your upline? Do you? I never wanted to know if I had to worry about whether my upline was available to present for me or not. I thought, I better learn it. And you know what I learned very on? The person at the front of the room always makes the most money. So get to the front of the room as fast as possible, right? One of the 7 skills of network marketing is adding to your list, presenting, right? Closing, launching new people, attending events, following up. These are the skills. They're basic, but if you master them, you will never, ever do without. You will always be a top leader. Once you master these skills and you can teach them to others, that's what builds your legacy. So make every single minute count this year. I believe everyone on this call can be an elite this year. I fully believe that. Josie, what did it take you? 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, 2 months, something like that. 2 months. If Josie can do it in 2 months, like, oh, she had experience. Her experience only gave her the knowledge that if she talked to enough people and painted the vision of where we're going with LifeVantage, that she would have results. Anyone of any skill level or any amount of background can do what Josie and Van did, which is elite in a very small amount of time. It wasn't their experiences, with the action they took with their experience. Because I do know people that don't have any experience in network marketing come in and they absolutely do it because they take massive action. Massive action is the one thing that will separate you from the non-elites. That is. So, I mean, take action where you are, create your own opportunities. You should be brainstorming constantly with yourself and your team and your upline. There's always another idea. Brian Tracy said, every day think of 5 or 10 new ideas. And if just one idea, just one, maybe you think of one idea a year, or a day for a year, that's 365 ideas. One idea can make you rich. One idea, right? So learn to serve people, but learn to give people. Like, it's not always like people like, oh, I've run out of people. You've never run out of people. Pro8, Angie Harper, who's my friend for 27 years. She's 4 years in the industry, 4 years. And you know what? She quadruple dipped in the pool last month. 21 enrollments, I think. And you know what I asked her? I said, where'd you get them? She goes, they're people that are still in my network, Tara, that I just keep following up with. I keep making phone calls. I keep reaching out. I keep asking for referrals. 4 years, Pro8, and enrolled 21 new people last month, a lot of customers and some new distributors. So I want you to really think about, I know how much you want. I could wrap up, Josie, is basically decide what you want, create a plan, and stick to that plan. Yes, you're going to get uncomfortable. Yes, you're going to get rejected. Yes, you're going to doubt yourself. There is no courage without fear. I want you to think about, there is no courage without fear. But you want to change your life in 2021, or do you want it to be the same as it is right now? Because that is completely and entirely up to you, not the people you bring in, not what your team does. It is so crazy to me that people think that their team has control of their destiny. Nope, you do, because you can always bring in more people. You can always launch people. You can always bring the best out of people. So don't worry about who's doing it or who's not. You do it. I promise you, you control your own destiny. If that weren't the case, I wouldn't be top earner in 4 companies. It was never, was it me or the company? Was it me or the team? I don't know. All I know is I just worked my tail off 4 times and I got to the top of 4 companies 4 times. And you know, one of them, I didn't bring anybody from the first and second company. I didn't bring any, second and third, I didn't bring any. I built my 3rd company to scratch and I had over 300,000 people on my team. So I promise you, I think Rachel and I started with 14 people, 14 out of the 60,000 distributors. So I don't know what kind of time I have, Josie, and if you want to open this to questions, but I just want to say that make a decision, you guys. It really is. Make a decision, make some sacrifices, have the self-discipline to be it through and become that person. Do you want to know what an elite does? Talk to an elite. Do you guys, they make calls, they help people, they pull reports, they know the health of their team. They know who needs to help. They're aware of the bonuses. They're aware of the promotions. They're always showing up. This is what it takes to be a or multiple six-figure earner. You can't do it with a little mediocre dabble in an attitude. You just can't. You got to treat this like a multi-million-dollar business. And when you treat this like a multi-million-dollar business and know that it takes time to build these things, that it can become a multi-million-dollar business for you. And
wow. Who here is feeling inspired for 2021? Drop a 1 in the chat or raise your hands. That's super, super amazing. It's really about being hungry. So Tara and I and some of you were at the GoPro. And so there are 3 characteristics that we're looking for moving forward.
Hungry.
Yes.
Coachable.
Yeah.
Willing. Yeah. I always, actually, it's funny because I always did this. It was deep desire, which is, desire is hungry, right? Coachable. I don't care how hungry you are and how much skill you have. If you do, if you want to do it your own way, it doesn't work. Network marketing works network marketing way. People come to me with these crazy ideas. I'm like, I don't know. I've only done network marketing way, right? And a work ethic. You got to have a work ethic. You can know all you can. You can know NRF2 science in your sleep, but if you sit on the couch, nothing happens. And you know what? People are looking for stay-at-home careers more than ever in light of the bomb that was just dropped on the world this year with COVID. It changed all of our lives. Almost no country was immune to it. And wellness was soaring far before COVID. 60% increase in wellness over the last 8 years before COVID. Can you imagine what it is now? Can you imagine how much more responsible and attention people are going to pay to their, and more solutions are going to be seeking? And you guys have one of the best solutions in the entire world, proven by science. Get excited about it. Get loud about it. Find people that are hungry, that have a deep desire to change their life. Find people that are coaching that will go in and, as weird as it sounds, follow the ITT system. Get people the tools and get them attached to the team. Invite them to look at a tool and get them plugged into the team. Look at your team. Look how beautiful this team is. Look how amazing you guys are. Who wouldn't want to be a part of this team? Right? And find people that are willing to go out and roll up their sleeves and do the work. Sure, it's sloppy and messy. Look at Sylvester Stallone. He wanted to be an actor and he was rejected so bad he had to become a director to get into acting. It's not always easy. It isn't. Gosh, I've probably been rejected as many of you all together. Like if you added up my rejections, they probably add up to all of yours together. Seriously. It's okay. Learn to be okay with rejection. I know that Josie's probably been teaching you the go for no stuff that she's learned in our Legends group, right? Go for no. But you guys have the reins of your life. And I really believe in all of you. I believe that you guys can have the best 2021 ever, especially with the leaders here in your markets. Thank you, Josie, for leading Australia, and all of you, all the 6 to 7s. Jing, I know Arnold, Van in New Zealand, you guys, Myra, all the pioneers. I can't see anybody else, but I know you guys are there. So follow your leaders, but you got to realize that this is your life and your journey. Sky's the limit, friends.
Amazing. Thank you, Tara. Any questions? We are here. We've got, can you take a couple of questions, Tara?
Oh yeah, I had an hour plugged for you.
All right, guys, we're open for questions. This is a perfect time to ask one of the best in LV and the industry. Sarah, were you getting ready to ask a question then?
Can I ask a question? It's Nick.
Yes,
I just turned my camera on. I'm walking around. Hi, Tara.
Hello.
Hi there. I just asked you a question. So when you sign someone up, can you just walk us through, so a distributor, someone who's got the hunger and they don't have any experience in network marketing, but they've got the hunger and they want to grow a business. So I see there's potential. Can you just walk us through what their first couple of weeks looks like? What do you take them through?
Yeah, I actually just launched a longtime friend. She was in my last company When I met her, she had one boot camp fitness studio, like a transfer. She has a like boot camp transformation center. And now she has 5 with over 5,000 members. It does $7 million a year in revenue. And she's not poor. She's got $1 million sitting in her bank. But you know, she called me a couple weeks ago and said, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm killing myself as the CEO of my company. I'm doing things I don't want to do, like figuring out where the lights go and the plumbing's broken and who's scheduling at this location. And she's like, I want to do what you do. And this gal she can be a 7-figure. She can be a pro 10. So I've been launching her. I flew to California to help her I just got back yesterday. And I'm doing it exactly by the book. Do you guys have the launch guide there? Do you have? Yeah. So so she's awesome. She is so coachable. It's not even funny. Now she had made a couple $100,000 in our last company selling weight loss to her. Cause we did have, my last company was weight loss. For those of you guys don't know, it was predominantly weight loss. So she did sell some weight loss to her clients and did make a lot of money. That was only when she had one location. So, she just got busy building them, but she is so coachable that she's like, what do you want me to do? I sent her to the 3-minute video. I said, step 1 and step 2. Do you guys have the flip the switch? You guys have the flip the switch video, right? Yeah. So I told her, watch these. And then I was like, here's a couple other overviews. So because I wanted to send her US, so you guys can find your best overviews, right? I wanted her to see the company video but I wanted her to get more information. So I sent her my overview that I did right before in October. I sent her Dr. Skip Campbell's and I sent her a few others and she watched them all. And then she said, now what? I said, Rego Pro. She goes, done. And then she goes, now what? I said, there's a book called Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Neustadt. She's a 7-figure earner in Rodan and Fields. And she built a 7-figure business. And she says her main premise is lead with the business, come out with a customer, but never come away from a meeting without a referral, right? And that's how she built a 7-figure income with a skincare business with one line of products, skincare. Oh, we have skincare and cellular care and gut health and energy. Yeah. I know you don't have it all. We do. You'll get it all eventually. But I said, go listen to this book. And she said, done. So, and then I said, watch the launch guide, done. Print the launch guide, done. Everything I tell her to do. So guess what she's doing every time she enrolls someone? Hey, you guys, here's the videos, send them out, go through the launch guide. Step number 1, launch guide, done. 7.5 minutes, go through the launch guide. Rachel Picard did a beautiful job with that launch guide, right? I don't know if you guys use that one, but it's amazing. Launch guide. Next, she's sending everyone to watch and download the Audible of Get Over Your Damn Self, because Eric's is good. This one's even better. This is nitty gritty details, right? Sarah, you said yes. I mean, that is literally, in my 13 years, it's probably one of the best. I'm on it. This is how fanatical I am about learning, you guys. My husband sees what I'm listening to and he's like, didn't you already listen to that book? I'm like, yeah, 3 times. So not only did I listen on Audible, because did anybody else have ADD? I think you have to have ADD to be some level of success, right? So I listened to it once, and then like all the times that I'm like distracted and what's that going on over there, or what? My dog's barking, my kid's talking, whatever. And I try to pause it, but you kind of missed it. So I listened to it again. Then I bought it on Kindle. So the other day, I'm literally on the plane coming back a couple days ago. It's on my Kindle, chapter 6. I'm listening to it the 3rd time and reading it. I want this stuff burned in my brain, you guys. It's that good. But see, that's the difference between me and someone who's not a 7-figure income is I want to fill my tool belt with as much ammunition as possible. Because every time I teach someone one of these principles and they have results, we all win. So taking ownership of your business, right? So get over your damn self. Every single person that has joined our team in the last 2 weeks has listened to it or is listening to it now. Can you imagine if people come in with how to and network marketing their first week, how much more successful they're going to be, with explanations of, what to expect, what's going to happen, what not to do, what to do, how to do it. I mean, it's everything A to Z. So I would strongly recommend, yes, Get Over Your Damn Self. And I'll type out, because it's a really obnoxious last name, Neustadt. And I found it on Audible through Amazon. I know it's also on Amazon. I know it's also on our website. There's several different ways to get it. But I like to read it and I like to hear it, because you do learn different ways. That's why you don't just write your goals. You write your goals, you read your goals, you say your goals, right? Because you have your visual, your audible, and your kinesthetic. You have 3 different areas working on your goals. So if your goal is important enough, if someone asked me this, like, what's your goal? And I always have my goals in front of me. And they're like, because they said, oh, that's your goal? How bad do you want it? I'm like, I want it so bad. They're like, so bad, but you don't look at it every day. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should look at it every day. And they're like, so bad, you don't look at it several times a day? You want it that bad, but you don't look at it several times a day? So you'll never figure it out because I'm very clever. But do you know that was like years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago? Do you know that every one of my passwords to get into everything in my life, and you'll never figure it out because I'm very clever, has my goal in it? Every time I have to unlock something, including my back office, which is several times a day, I type my goal out. How many times a day are you looking at your goal, right? Bob Proctor used to keep it on a 3x5 card in his pocket. He said, well, even if I was sitting in traffic, I would open it up and read it. If I was standing lying at the grocery store, if I was at the barber shop, before I went to bed, when I woke up, I looked at my goals every single day, several times a day for 5 years before I had that goal. So you tell me you want to make 100,000 a year, but it's not important enough to tell yourself every single day? Because hey, folks, 3% is your conscious. Right now, you goes, oh, I'm excited. Tara's got me all around. I'm going to make big goals. I'm going Pro 7 to the room, right? That's your conscious. Congratulations. It's your biggest cheerleader. But no matter what it is, you have habits and beliefs that are so deep rooted in you that as soon as you go to bed tonight, they're going to overwrite that and they're going to be like, nope, I'm sorry, Alan. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry, Joyce. I'm sorry, Suzanne. You really want it, but we have these old limiting beliefs. We're not even programming every day. We don't even know you want it. What do you mean you're telling yourself you want a Pro 7? What's this Pro 7 thing? Where'd this come from? Eliminate. Go back to normal. Stay in your safety zone. Stay in your comfort zone because that's comfortable. You got to overwrite your long-term habits, right? You got to learn, you got habits, you got belief systems. What happens is this thing called cognitive dissonance. Your 97% of your brain is your subconscious. It holds your long-term beliefs of however many years and all the things you've heard and read and saw, the billions of images you've seen that you didn't even know you've seen are in there. The things you've heard, they're in there. So you may want this in your conscious, but your subconscious is like, nope, we don't believe we can do that. It's not for people like us. People in my town don't do that. People in my state, people in Australia are different. Oh, if I had $1 for every time I went to every city and every state and every country, they all believe that they're unique. And I've been to like 12 different countries and so many, I can't even tell you, hundreds and hundreds of cities in my 13 years. And do you know that every single person, oh, people are different here. Oh no, Tara, you don't understand. In this town, people don't like it. People that fear, lies. So your conscious wants something. Your subconscious is like, nope, this is called cognitive dissonance. You've got to get your subconscious and your conscious on the same page. And you're not going to do that until you overwrite those files for at least 30 days. So take the challenge. Have you guys ever listened to the Strangest Secret? How many of you have? Oh my God, this is going to change your life. It's 32 minutes. 32 minutes. It's called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. It was in the 1950s. He says, let me tell you about the strangest secret in the world. Men simply don't think. If you asked 100 men at 25, will you be successful? They say all of them will be successful, yet only 5% are. Why is that? In the land of opportunity, we've been looking for the golden age, guys. This is the golden age. There are more, and even from when he wrote that 70 years ago, there are more opportunities to become rich than ever in history. With the speed of the internet, with Zooms, with social media, people are becoming millionaires every day from social media, selling products, selling coaching, selling ideas. There are more people looking right now. There are more eyeballs on the internet and more opportunities to become a millionaire more than ever. But most people don't even know where they want to go, so they're not thinking about it and they're not programming it. So they're just simply drifting on in life, trying to cherry pick some ideas and put together a life with a couple good ideas that you heard from Josie or me or other leaders or other books. You've got to full out dedicate. So you got to go and you got to program what you want. I'm going to be a Pro 7 by August 31st. And every day I'm going to make 10 calls before I go to bed. If I don't do the 10 calls or the 10 follow-ups, I don't go to bed. You know, how bad do you want it? You got to rewrite the files. And it's okay if people don't see my dream. It's okay if people say no. If it's okay if people say dumb things and make fun of me, that's their shortcoming, not my own. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a global wellness entrepreneur, and I believe that what I do is going to change people's lives. And I'm looking for business partners, I'm looking for customers, and I'm looking for referrals. Which one of those can you help me with? And you know what? I'd be happy to return the favor, friend. Everyone knows a few people, right? I'm going to show you why I got into network marketing and why I've been the top in 4 companies. Because everyone knows 3 people, right? Do everybody know 3 people? Can everybody find 3 people to build a business with? And guess what? If you do your work and you learn and you plug in the system, can they find 3 people? That's 9. And your team of 9, can they find 3 people? That's 27. Can they find 3 people? That's 81. Can they find 3 people? That's 243. Can they find 3 people? That's 729 new people. Can they find 3 people? That's 2,187. Can they find 3 people? That's 6,561. That's over 9,000 people right there. Do you know if you had 9,000 distributors who just had 5 customers and you had 45,000 ordering 100 PV, how much money you would be making? Surgeon money. Surgeon money. You'd be a Pro 9 or 10. See, it's not about a lot of people that you know. It's about you knowing a few and helping those few. Get the entrepreneurs that really want to do it. Find the people who are hungry, willing, and coachable. Finding those 3 people. I'd rather have 5 good people than 25 people that had to babysit and push along all day. You can't push a noodle up the wall. Try it. It doesn't work. But you can't drag one. I couldn't drag one of you, but I can lead 1 million. You understand that? So don't worry about everybody or trying to force everybody to be an entrepreneur. I want you to focus on quality over quantity this year. You want a few good people who will help you grow their team to a few good people who will help them grow. And like I said, 3 becomes thousands and thousands. Do the math. From 6,000 next generation, or 18,000 next generation, it's almost 50,000 next generation, 150,000. Like, many hands make light work. See, people hear my team's got almost 90,000 people and they're like, I don't know 90,000 people. I'm like, I don't even know that. I don't even know 89,000 of them. And I didn't. Math, the path is math. Find a few good people that are willing to commit 3 to 5 years to build a business. And then they find a few people that are willing to commit and bring them in, work with them. If your team just every month went from 3 to 9 to 27 to 81 to 243 to 729, what would your paycheck look like in 6 months with a team of 1,000 distributors that are bought in? Quality conversations. Look for the entrepreneurs and land a customer if you have to, but look for the entrepreneurs right now. Okay, so I got a question. I apologize. I cannot. Abdurrahman, say your name for me. Someone just asked me a question. I would just like to ask what was your techniques in motivating prospects to easily inspire them to join? I don't motivate anybody. What I do personally, and I don't have some great closing other than, hey, are you ready to get on some products, get healthy, or hey, are you ready to start your business? That's my big closing. So there is no motivating someone. So if you do your job as an entrepreneur and really ask people, why are you doing this? Why do you want to start a life management business? Oh, I want to pay off debt. I want freedom. I don't want to have to work for anybody. I want to impact people. I want to help people. I want to own a business. I want to do bigger things than getting a paycheck every day. Great. Let me show you how, and then show them how to do it. Show them the launch guide. Show them the math. Hey, can you find a few quality good people? Yes. Can we help them find a few quality people? Yes. You're not looking to make everybody a distributor. You're looking for the entrepreneurs who see the vision. And when you see the problem they have and you paint the vision of that problem they have and you have the solution, you don't have to motivate them. They see it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the solution to my problems. This is what I've always wanted. See, the problem is, you guys ever heard the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? You guys heard that? Yeah? Okay. I'm trading Axio, so I'm like, so if I'm talking fast, blame it on the Axio. I can't wait for you guys to have it. So the problem in network marketing is everyone sees their network and they see their list and they think they've got to sell somebody on that list. Do you know that my original list had none of the 3 people who I built the majority of my 9,000 distributors in my first 2 years in network marketing from 2007 to 2009? Do you know those 3 people weren't even on my list because I didn't even know they existed, but I said yes to my first network marketing company? They were referred to me. The 3 people, I built a team of 9,000 distributors in 2 years, working full time with 2 small kids, were not on my list. Your business begins when your list ends, people. I want you to think about that. Your team is not going to be built necessarily with the people on your list. And if you know that you learn the 7 skills of network marketing, you learn that referrals could be the biggest. Hey, who do you know that's an entrepreneur that wants to build a global team and make $1 million a year? I want to talk to that guy. Wouldn't you rather have that guy than 20 people who you have to beg to convince, hey, you're going to get tax advantages and I know you can do this. Come on, we'll help you. Would you rather have 1 good people or 20? Oh, come on, I'll help you. 1. You only need 3 people to be a pro 10. Thank you, Josie. My math skills. I've done it a couple times. You only need a few good people to be an extraordinary success in network marketing. So look for those, the gold nuggets. You go panning for gold. Dirt, 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 gold. Dirt, 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 gold. You want the gold. I don't mean humans are dirt, but you know what I'm saying. It's an analogy. Is you just need a few good people. A few entrepreneurs. So the horse and water analogy is a lot of times what people do is they get so excited. They're like, I gotta make you go look at the information. They're dragging them, sending the video without even asking questions if the person even wants to watch the video or is even looking or it's the right time in their life to even start a business. That's dragging the horse and water and they're wondering why they can't build their business. Your job as a network marketer isn't to drag the horse and water, AKA get him to the video. Your job as a network marketer is to make the horse so thirsty they're begging you for the water. You paint the vision so bad as, oh my gosh, you're in debt. You want to owe your time. You want to pay for your daughter's college or their wedding, or you want to travel the world. You don't want to work for that jerk of a boss anymore. You want to go traveling. You want to work on your schedule. You want to be at your own mercy. You want to have a raise every month. This is the vehicle. Then they're like, show me the way. Do you see the difference? You don't want to beg people. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. If you have to convince them to get in the business, you're going to have to sell them every time they get discouraged, which is going to be a lot. And you know what? Then you become a kindergarten teacher. And that's not fun. You want to work with professionals. Now, here's the thing is, I wasn't a professional. I was a professional in my industry, which is mortgages. I knew nothing about health and wellness. I knew nothing about network marketing. And I was an extraordinary success because I was willing, I was hungry, and I was coachable. I wanted to be home with my 2 kids. This is what they were in 2007 when I started. Obviously I have a third. That's my little guys. My 1-year-old daughter and my 7-year-old son, who's now 21 and 14. And I have a third one is 11. I wanted to be home with them and make money more than anything in the world. That was my hunger. That was my desire. And so I was coachable because I said, oh, these ladies are making all this money. Why not me? So I went to their house. I showed up on the call. If they were 2 hours away, I drove. I did everything I could to get in front of them to find out how they were doing. I was coachable. And then I just did it. I was willing. I was willing to get rejected. I was willing to scrape my knees. I was willing to get dirty and messy and get ridiculed and rejected, right? There is no courage without fear. I was willing to do whatever it took to change my life, because the opposite of success is not failure, it's mediocrity. It's being where you already are, right? So you can all change your life if you decided to. And I would highly recommend, if anyone has what I call the cobwebs in their head, and they have that cognitive dissonance where they really want this, but something keeps holding them back. They just won't pick up the phone to call their best friend to ask them for a referral, if nothing else, is this book, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life by Brian Tracy. I read this in 2007. 2007, my sister, who was my enroller in our first company, who my sister and brother scooped up our entire family, and all my friends said no. She gave me this. She said, you know what, T, it really helped me because we didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouth. We didn't grow up with this great, entrepreneur family. She was in the same boat. She said, this really helped me. So she gave it to me. She actually gave it to me. It was like a gift for being her personally enrolled, I guess. How to unlock your full potential for success and achievement. And today, every day, I still, go back to it. And what's cool is that it's a lot of little sections. So you can have if you have 10 minutes, you can just, learn a couple ideas like how to think strategically. Success comes from good habits, deciding to become rich, setting yourself free, taking control of your emotions, positive thinking, choose your thoughts, control your inner dialogue. Aren't these things that would all be really helpful for you guys? Right? How do you feel about yourself? You're born unafraid. Double your rate of failure. Your most valuable asset, your time, your goals, correspondence, laws, truths, sowing and reaping, value. Wouldn't they all be really, really helpful? They are. I would strongly suggest that. But for the how-to, I love GoPro and I love Get Over Your Damn Self. They are two of the best. And they really teach you the how-tos because this is an industry. I don't know how someone can expect to be a 7-figure income earner in this and not even at least giving themselves a degree, which is 12 books, like the 4-year career, like Go for No, like, Mach 2, like Go for No for network marketing, nuts and bolts of MLM, Go for No, 10X. Well, these are just stuff that I've recently gone back to. Whoops, I just dropped something. And not to mention all of them here and here, right? I decided I wanted to be successful, and then I started filling my head, started writing over those mediocre, poor, coasting thoughts that I had in my head. I did not grow up rich with any entrepreneurs that were like, you're gonna go. I had to build it all myself. I knew at an early age, if it was to be, it was up to me. You guys can decide to do it and learn the skills. Every single thing you need to go where you want to go, you can learn today. You can start today. So what did the person say to you? What question was that? Sarah, repeat that.
Oh, Sarah, what was your question? You can unmute.
I was just wondering, Tara, when that person approached you asking you to look at the business, what did she actually say to you? Or was it just a matter of getting you to tell her what you wanted in your life?
Are you talking about the business owner, the one that owned the 5 gyms?
No, the lady who came to you to show you the LifeVantage business.
Oh,
or network marketing business.
Oh, I was already in network marketing. So I actually chose LifeVantage. I wasn't recruited to LifeVantage.
Oh, sorry. Okay. The first time when you were in your professional business and someone came to you, what was it that made you look at the information?
You're never going to believe this. Here's a really good lesson. There's 2 things that drive people: the anticipation of gain or the fear of loss, which is pleasure or pain. Okay. And I've been to Tony Robbins enough to know that, what's more like powerful as a motivator is not pleasure. The anticipation of pleasure, the seeking of pleasure is powerful, but not as powerful as the avoidance of pain. Don't ever forget that. In fact, I've written a few chapters in a few books, and I wrote that is my number 1 tip is, so my sister came to me, and my sister and my brother were already very successful. They were already making, I would say, in a low year, 500 to a higher 800,000 a year. They own their own businesses. So I did have some respect for them, but I was making 150,000 US in my job with a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old, actually 11-month-old. And my husband made over 100,000 a year. So we were not poor. We were not in debt. There was no pain in our life until my daughter took her first steps. And I realized that, gosh, I'm I never get to see my kids. What is this all for? I don't need money. I'm not a money-driven person. So my brother came to me first and he's like, money, money, money. You can sell this product and you can make money and go on trips and da 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 da. I'm like, nah. I didn't want to get uncomfortable for more money. I didn't want that. And then my sister came to me and she's like, hey, you care about health? And I said, yeah, I do. And so I decided to be a customer. I said, yeah, I'll give me your website, I'll buy from you. And at that point, she's like, just become a distributor for $39. I'm like, okay, sure. And I did that. And then she said, hey, there's a meeting, and this lady that's making, $250,000, $300,000 a year, and she's only been in the company 10 months, is coming to speak. And I'm like, I'm not going to a meeting. I'm good, And she said, if you come, I promise I'll never bother you again. And I said, really? I said, I don't know. And she goes, well, I'm just gonna leave you with this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do it big time. We're gonna really go, and we're gonna make this a successful business. And what if we do in a year from now, if we're really successful and you decide not to do it, you're gonna kick yourself. I was like, okay, I'll be at the meeting. It's like, what did I have to lose? What if she's right? If she's right, my life could be different. If she's wrong, what did I miss? An hour? I went to that meeting and it changed my life. I made the decision that night I was going to do it. And 8 months later, I replaced my 6-figure income. And 15 months after that meeting, I tripled it and I was making $35,000 a month. And I quit my job 8 months in. And I've never gone back to work for someone else since October of 2007. That meeting was March of 2007. So it's like, you can tell people, but you know what? She didn't wow me. I didn't know one ingredient in the product. She just said it's a health product and people are having all these great results. She didn't know anything about it except for it was an antioxidant drink. And you know what? I didn't even know what an antioxidant was back then. I had heard it and I just like, oh, it's like blueberries. That's what I thought. I'm like, okay. I didn't even like the way it tasted. I thought it tasted awful, by the way. I still do to this day. I just drank it because I knew it was good for me. It's one of those things that you're like, oh, okay, right? But when I went to the business meeting and I saw the opportunity that people were concerned more than ever, the baby boomers, the aging population, which in the United States is huge right now. It's the biggest segment now, not Gen Ys. They talked about the business. They're like, could you refer to people who refer to people who refer to people? And in 12 generations, you have 4,000. I'm like, whoa, yeah, because I don't know anybody and they're all my family. They're already in it. All my friends said no. One of my friends took 9.5 years. Now she's a pro 8 on my team. She said no to me for 9.5 years. So I saw the opportunity. I'm like, you know what? I don't know a lot of people, but I know 2 and I can help them get 2. So I started just going in living rooms, learning it. And then I got in my own living rooms and I just went to everybody. Do you know anybody who wants to get healthy, make money? To my surprise, everyone said yes. So what do you got? I sent them to website. I said, come here. All you need to know is 2 people. Do you know 2 people? Find 2 people, find 2 people. In 12 generations, you'll have 4,000 people and you'll be rich. Want to do it? They said yes. And that's how I built my team my first 2 years, sloppy. Using the 1 a month. Have you guys seen the 1 a month? You have to use the 1 a month. It's in the Team Heart Academy. It's in Rachel's Team Heart Academy. Learn in the Team Heart Academy. The password's 2020. It's the 1 a month. Watch that. It's old. It's outdated, but it'll still give you the you don't have to know everybody. 2 times 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096. You know what? That's 12 months. If you just have 1 person a month and everybody just enrolls 1 person a month, 12 people a year for you. 1 a month, 1 a month. That's 12 people a year. Can you enroll 12 distributors in the next year? Yes. Most of you did it your first month, right? Can you get other people to do 1 a month, 1 a month? Consistency is king in network marketing. And with 2 small kids working full-time, most of that, I did it in 13 months because I believed I could. This is my motto. She believed she could, so she did. I was just dumb enough to think I could. I didn't overthink things. I'm like, I got a health product. You want to get healthy? Yes, we all want to get healthy. Guys, that product had 1 white paper. You know what white paper is? A theory written by a doctor. This is what we think it'll do. This has 32 published peer-reviewed studies and 9 international patents. And is the only thing proven to extend life, and is 1/3 of the cost of my original product that I was selling 13 years ago and does millions and millions and trillions of times more than it. Do not overthink this. You guys have to get loud and proud, and you guys need to increase your customers. I want you all to raise your right hand and say, I solemnly swear to get more customers in 2021. Every one of you. My PV hasn't been less than 3,000 in 5 years. I add new customers every single month, you guys. Still today, I still add new customers. Why? because I know this product changes people's lives. Make it a core value and a daily activity to consistently be adding your own customers and teaching your team. Because those 4,096 have 5 customers. Now you have 20,000 people on subscriptions. You are a pro 10, my friends. It's all the math. You've got to teach people to share the product with their friends and family. Remember, lead with the business. To everybody, hey, you open to looking at an opportunity to making more money in 2021? No, great. Well, hey, I have a global wellness store. Would you take a look? I'd love you to be a customer. You use skincare? You use hair care? Do you take vitamins? Great. You're perfect for me. Buy something from me and I'll buy something from you if you have anything that I usually buy, right? And number 3, if you're not either one of those, do you know anyone that wants to make more money in 2021 and help people get healthy? Yes or no? It's not complicated, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. But you have to have the right mindset to ask that question over and over and over again every single day. You got to believe in yourself. You have a question?
Yes, please. I love the way you're just doing it so simply, because yes, I'm overthinking it. And yes, Australians are different, Tara. Didn't you know?
But not Josie. Josie's not different.
No, that's right. My other question was, I have people, but I think you may have answered this anyway. I have people say, well, what is your business? You know, and I'm so afraid to say, it's network marketing. How do you just explain your business? And I guess part of me is thinking, if someone wants to really get to know more details, they can slam me down. They're not the type of person I want anyway. But how would you explain the business?
That's simple. Like I said, this actually happened yesterday when there was a gentleman that I had never met in my life. Don't know him. He was simply hired to come sign mortgage papers in my living room. And he's like, what do you do? And I said, I have a global wellness business. And he said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, it's things like, I said, we have a flagship product that's an herbal supplement that's a medical breakthrough with 32 studies. It's really great. It's been on the market since 03. It's easy. It helps a lot of people with a lot of different things. And I gave him some examples, like people who are, you know, tired, aches and pains, don't sleep, headaches, and everything's like, oh, wow. And I said, yeah. And then we have skincare and, you know, a few other things. And we just kept asking questions. And he kept asking questions like, how do you market it? Do you get leads? And I was like, no, person to person. Like you to me, or, you know, on social media, like, do you know anybody? Because yeah, I know everybody. I'm like, how many have something about their health they want to change? He said, everybody. I'm like, exactly. So we teach you how to build a customer base and then look for people like you and me who are entrepreneur, who also want to help people in their network get healthy. He goes, that simple? I said, that simple. He goes, okay. So I sent him home with some Axio and 3 Trice Energizer packets. I'm like, here, start taking them. Go look. He watched everything I sent him, including the launch guide, including the 23-minute video, and he signed himself up. He went to my website and clicked join us and signed himself up. And then he said, okay. And I said, when do you want to meet? I would love to go through and start your business. You know, like he lives 2 miles from me. I said, we can have people meet here. We can have them on Zoom, whatever. I mean, during COVID, I'm very sensitive about it, but I am happy to have you bring over here and we could educate people and help you grow your business. He's like, you would do that? I'm like, that's all I do. And he's like, wow. So I keep it simple. We have a global wellness people and we have extraordinary products that are giving people results in several different categories. And that our customers are already buying things to try to improve their health, but most of them aren't even clinically proven or patented, and they're just guesses at best. And we really help them get real solutions to the problems they already have. That's it. And we help people build a customer base, and we help people build a team. And you can build a team as big or small as you want, and that team will build customers, and you get paid off of those customers every time they reorder for the rest of your life. How does that sound? And he's like, yes. People are already going to spend money on themselves. They're already trying to get healthy. They want better hair. Nobody wants bad skin, bad hair, an unhealthy gut, a bad immune system, and to die of cancer at 20 years old. Nobody wants that. Everybody is already spending money there. We're just redirecting and getting more proven, more clean, more non-toxic, clinically proven, effective products at a great price. That's that simple. And you have to believe in what you do. Like I can't even handle the person that gets in on like one product. And you know what? If they do, they're only going to sell that one product. That's why you notice the platinum distributors will always sell platinums and they'll always have customers that order more. You can't possibly talk about how great and luscious our, conditioner is, or how amazing our hand cream is, or, oh, I love that I want to have more crow's feet from, using our skincare every day, twice a day for 5 years. Like, I have skin of a 20-year-old at 47, and you can't explain that if you're not using it yourself. You can't possibly sell something you can say other people have great hair and I guess you could, but I always recommend, like, you can sell something to start with. Like, I didn't take this or have a result before I start selling it, but sure is amazing that when I can start telling people, like, I got my business started on the science, and I believe everyone should get on it because of the science. It's proven to work in 100% of all people who've ever taken it in history. But when I had my own story, it made it even better. Not everyone will get their own story, by the way, and that's okay. But at least find one product that you're fanatical about, right? I love our skincare. I mean, I love this too, but I love our skincare. I love it.
Thank you. That was fantastic.
Simple as
and I'm going to listen to the recording and write notes.
Yeah. Simple is hard, you guys. Eric Worre says it all the time. Simple is best, but simple is hard. Everything we do in network marketing is easy to do. Unfortunately, it's easier not to do. You're not getting a paycheck with a boss looking over your shoulder that's going to scold you if you don't do your work. You have to be self-motivated. That's where mindset comes in. That's why I say 90 to 95% of the success of your business is not learning the how-tos. My 11-year-old knows the how-tos. It's learning how to do it, being willing to do it, being coachable enough, and having the desire to get through the mud. You got to get through the mud and the muck before you have this clear selling. You do. You're going to feel resistance. You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel weird. You're going to be rejected. You're going to have that pit in your stomach. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to think, oh, it's never going to be like Tara. Yes, I thought that too. But you got to keep going. You got to keep going until you break or break through. This is a series of breaking or breaking through all your career. You break or you break through. You break or you break through. And I just kept choosing over and over to break through. That when it got hard, I pushed harder. When it got more uncomfortable, I did more. When I had my fear, I pushed through it no matter how bad it was. Believe me when I say it's not all pretty, but it's worth it. I just make it look easy now, but you didn't see me running around with a whiteboard and a DVD like crazy woman in 2007. Ask the people who worked with me then. They'll tell you it was messy. I actually had a person one time I was doing a meeting, they're like, stop talking, get off the stage. I don't even know what I was saying, but she didn't like it. And here I am. Any other questions? I really, truly am. It's Friday night, it's 4 o'clock. I don't have anything to do till dinner at 6:30, so whatever y'all need.
Come on, guys. Big opportunity to ask question. Renee, are you getting ready to ask a question? You can unmute. No? Anyone else?
I'm not. I'm just absorbing all the information, and yeah, it's very inspiring. Thank you.
I have another question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So Tara, how do you approach social media? Because I see a lot of the leaders and they all do it slightly differently with different ideas on how to do it. So I just wondered what your take was.
Well, I look at social media as a way to get my message out to people. So I am not afraid to show the LifeVantage logo, because if I brand myself as a professional wellness entrepreneur who cares about people, who is, constantly educating myself and sharing good value, on, why, even things that I don't sell, like why you should drink water, why you should eat fruits and vegetables, why you should exercise. My thing is always value, because remember, I'm not just selling products, I'm selling products and education. So if people know me as, oh, she's funny, she's educating, she's inspiring, she's educational, but she also does this, when they're ready to buy, or when they finally see one post, I can't even tell you, someone's like, I've been following you for 8 years. I've watched you for all 5 years, you're finally ready to buy your product. Like, okay, you got to constantly just keep branding yourself as, would you want to do business with you? Who do you want to be? So I always say, like, look in the mirror as like, who is your avatar? Like, who is your perfect distributor? Be talking to them. So me, I love having moms or women, and no offense to the man, I just actually enrolled a man. He was the guy that came to my house last night as a man. I just love, people who want to change their financial situation, people who love to help people who are already on the journey of trying to make themselves healthy. I mean, no offense, you can be any size, but if you're 800 pounds and you're smoking and drinking pizza, eating pizzas and drinking beer all day, you're probably not going to be the best person, because you got to really want to be healthy yourself, right? You got to be some level of biohacker. You're trying to, I mean, believe me, my goal was to lose 10 pounds this year. I have 15 to go. Okay. Like, I'm always trying. Did anyone get that joke? Come on. That's funny. But you got to at least show that you're trying to make progress toward a goal. Like, I'm eating healthy, I'm exercising, I'm getting sleep, I'm eating right. Like, I love to post my pictures of my food. People are always asking me for recipes. And so you got to think, who do you want to attract, right? You want to attract someone like you, hopefully, or better than you. So if you're consistent, if you're professional, if you never are negative or politics or religion, or, I mean, I have so many opinions about COVIDs and vaccines and everything, but I don't do it because I don't want to get in an argument with anybody. I don't want to jeopardize a future relationship because I don't air a similar opinion, because it's not about that. I use social media with the intention of trying to find people who would be perfect for my tribe, who I would want to work with. So you're going to get what you give out, right? If you're funny, if you're smart, if you're, professional, if you're not salesy, that's who you're going to attract, because everyone's watching you and they're thinking, do I want to do what you're doing? Sometimes people make it look somewhat attractive. I'm like, what are you doing? Nobody wants to do that, so always have the person in mind. Who are they? What are their likes? What would attract them, right? Would a salad attract them, or would a greasy hamburger attract them, right? You probably don't want the greasy hamburgers. Not that I don't love the greasy hamburgers. Does that make sense? Always be realizing, what if every one of your best prospects was watching right now? Would they join you? And would you want them to join based on what you posted, based on what you went live? Lives are king. Being authentic, being vulnerable, sharing your journey, sharing your successes, but also sharing your failures, sharing your wins, sharing the wins on your team, shouting out people. So I built my following to 25,000 people on Facebook organically, just by sharing the victories, sharing education, fun, inspiration, but also the victories on the team and personal victories, etc. You want to do a little bit like, hey, I'm successful, but I also have created success too, right? And you feel free to share anyone's success. Like, hey, look what our team did. Because if you're on someone's team and someone sidelined to you is successful from the same leader, that means that you might be able to duplicate that. That's attractive to a prospect. You make sense? So I share stories of people that are not even in my uplines team. Like Daisy Goodwin is not even in my crossline. She's like super crossline. And I shared it when she went to Pro9. Why? Because if someone else looks at Daisy and think, oh, she's like me, then they want to join, right? So share stories, educate, enlighten, entertain, and just keep it very neutral, my opinion. All right, Nick.
Thanks, Tara. That was great.
I love action takers. You already bought the book. You're welcome. And you guys, I'm in your upline. I'm Josie's and proud to be her enroller. So you guys don't have to wait for calls. You can message me anytime you want to with questions. Don't feel like you have to save them all. I'm here all the time, and sometimes I'm actually quite bored. People think I'm so busy, so nobody bugs me. I told my friend who I'm launching right now, because I think she's going to do big things. I said, I'm bored because I have the best leaders. I must have done such a great job, or just, have attracted the right people, because I have such great leaders that they're running their teams that I need new people to teach. And she's like, let's go. That's what you do good, right? Imagine if you create 5 good leaders, 5 extraordinary leaders, because you work with them. And in fact, there's another book that I just got. It's Big Al Schrader. If you guys, who wants to be a leader? Say yes. Say I want to be a leader. Right? This is super good.
Yes.
This is really good. And this was inexpensive. I think it was like $7 or $8. It was $3 on Amazon. And I'll have to post it later because I don't know my log. Let me see if I can figure out what my login is. I just got a new phone, so I have to re-log into everything. I love my new phone, but I hate doing this. But it's his leadership series, and it's basically like, you know, should you worry if product didn't get delivered? No. Should you worry if someone got expired product? No. Should you worry if this, that, all these complaints that come to you? Don't get caught up in letting people to complain to you. Your entire sole purpose as a leader is to do, listen to this, and I take this clearly, to do nothing except for create more leaders. That is your sole job. So imagine if you just worked all your time and all your energy and helped to run with and develop 3 people who became leaders. He said, if you have 1 leader, you're gonna have a lot of money. If you have 2 leaders, you're gonna make a lot, like you're gonna be well off. If you have 3 leaders, you're gonna be rich. And if you have 4 leaders, you probably miscounted. We're talking about leaders, like you can walk away from your business and they will keep going. Like Josie is a leader, Rachel is a leader, Meryl Lee is a leader, right? Angie Harper is a leader. Those are just to name a few of them that they're going to keep going no matter what. Imagine if you had 5 good leaders that are working and you helped to develop them, you know, first with your upline, and then as you do it, and then you can teach it, and then helping them to create new, you know, equip them to create new generations and step up in leadership and groom them. Even if you have to do it together, imagine what your life would look like with 5 good leaders, right?
And do you mean by that, with the good leaders, that they are your personal enrolled leaders, or is
No.
it just, yeah?
Anybody in your team.
Well,
Any-
I am very proud to say that my beautiful lady that I brought on, she brought on a leader.
There
Josie,
you go.
you know her, Candace Foy.
Yeah. Amazing.
Like I
Amazing.
didn't bring on Charlotte, Rachel did, and Charlotte's one of our top leaders.
It's exciting when that starts happening.
I know, right? I'm still trying to find this. It's so good. Approve. Okay.
I just want to say I'm just so inspired. I'm so lucky to have such beautiful, inspired serving leaders like Josie and Nick and you, Tara. It's just so amazing to be here and hear you.
We're pretty awesome. But you know what? So are you, because you attract who you are. Okay, so it's I'm trying to see the front of the book. Well, okay, it's called Network Marketing Leaders shoot, where to go? How do I close this? I have no idea how to run my Kindle, sorry. Okay, there we go. It's so small, but it's like that yellow one. See the yellow one with the, let me see, network marketing leadership. I can't make it bigger here. Wait, maybe I'll screenshot and just do this. There we go. The complete 3-book network marketing leadership series. It was really good right there. And I want to say it was less than $10 US for all 3 on Kindle. Very, very good. Basically how to build your network marketing leaders, motivation, action, result. I know someone asked about motivation. You got to be self-motivated. Nobody has to give me a quote of the day or a song of the day or come on, Tara, let's go. You know, I'm inner motivated. I always forget that I have an upline. Like, I really do. I always say, like, I pretend this might be a little uncomfortable or a stretch for some people, but every time I get into a company, and I'm here for life, this is the longest I've ever been in a company. And my first 3 companies, by the way, don't exist anymore. So I didn't get out of them because I was greedy. I got them because they were going under. Is that I pretend that the CEO called me personally and said, Tara, we need you to be the master distributor. Because that ultimately, you only have what's underneath you. And I mean, there's only 3 million, there's less than 3 million people worldwide that have ever bought any of our LifeVantage products as a customer distributor. There's 330 million in the United States. There's 26 million in Australia, 2.4 billion in China. There's 30 million in Canada, 100 million in Mexico. There's less than 3 million people in our 2 billion in markets or whatever it is. There's 1.4 million in China, whatever it is. We're about to open the Philippines. Like there's so many acres of diamonds. You could build a team in Australia and never leave Australia and be a multimillionaire for the rest of your life. There's so much prosperity to be had with this company. Yeah, Big Al. Isn't Big Al so good? Oh, he's so good. I've seen him in person too. He's really good. Big Al. But these are the kind of things I fill my head with all day, every day. Not romance novels. I can't remember the last time I read a non-helpful book, like a non-educational book. It was probably 14 years ago.
I'm in a book club with a group of my lovely lady friends, and I'm only in there to create deeper relationships. And they go, "Are you going to read the
Absolutely.
book this month, Sarah?" And I go, "No, I'm not reading the book, but I'll be here, and I'll be here to be all your friend."
You know what I would do? Honestly, just to be there, like participate, I would probably get it on Audible and listen to it at 2 times speed. And so a 4-hour book was like 2 hours, and just listen to it while I'm like doing laundry or something.
I've already got 2 customers out of the group, and
See?
I'm very proud to say that with my Facebook groups, one of the ladies in the group, she said to me the other day on Facebook, "You're the most positive person I know." And I was just so proud. I thought, I'm doing my job well then. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, positive people are attractive. Nobody wants to work with a negative person. You know, if you have struggles, read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read that. That was one of the first books I read. Not that I had a problem with that, because I didn't, but you learn tricks that, you know, endear people, like their first name, like, "Thank you, Sarah," is better than, "Hey, thanks," you know? I learned, like the guy last night, I said, "Hey, Al, thank you. And excited for you to learn more." And I said his name like twice. Not, I don't overly say, when people overly say it, I'm like, okay, stop. I don't mind. But like, "Hey, Al, it was really nice to meet you. It's so nice to meet you." People love the sound of their own name. And people also love when you ask them questions. So every time you ask me a question, I tell them, and then I would ask him about him, and what's your wife like, and how are your kids, and are they in. So I mean, it really is good to, you know, I know we get excited. That's the pro in me, is I get excited. I want to tell him, but I kept asking him about him because I wanted to know more about him. I wanted to see if this would be a good fit in his life. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm the PTA president," which is, you know, I don't know if you guys have PTAs, the Parent Teacher Association. Like, he knows, he's like, "I know everyone." And he's like, "I love being involved," and da 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 da. So, you know, it's good to get to know people, because you might hear something that makes you think this probably wouldn't be a good fit, and it's okay to have someone not be a good fit. You know, if someone is about to move into a country that we're not open, probably not a good fit for them to start a business with us, you know, unless they're really savvy on computers. But yeah, I mean, anytime you guys have any questions or want a book recommendation or an idea or my opinion on something, do you guys reach out to me anytime? I know some of you do, so please, anytime.
Wow, thank you so much, Tara. What a great way, right, for us to end 2020. It's not quite that yet, but if I was you, I would listen to the recording again. I'll be posting it soon. And so much nugget and wisdom there, Tara. Really appreciate you. I know that we're all committed to making 2021 another great year.
My pleasure. And I see a lot of future elites on this call.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks so much, Tara.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you,
great.
Tara.
Thank you so much, Tara. That was amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you.